I like the idea of a pizza burger.
Yeah, they're good.
That sounds like a winning combination.
Soy wham.
Yeah, that's good. I think that's good right there. Do you believe that's good? Is it 5? It's almost 5. We can
459.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and do this then. Hey everybody, this is Matt and we're at Texas Toast Guitars. How is everybody doing tonight? How are you today, Chris?
I'm good.
I don't want to say I'm on low speed, but we worked pretty hard today.
Yeah, we did.
We were doing a bunch of prep work for the build. I think it's called Build a Classic Les Paul or Build a Les Paul style guitar. And we've got we only have 3 people coming to this one,
and a couple that had to cancel.
That's true. Now, which is fine because it's a gigantic undertaking to do what we're going to attempt to do in 7 days.
Yes.
Which is start with a pile of lumber and end with a guitar that is strung up and playing.
Yes, because this includes all the assembly as well.
And is a Les Paul.
And is a Les Paul, yeah. The easiest guitar to build. Yeah. And we've done 7-day Les Paul classes.
But did not include a put it together component.
There was no put it together component, and that takes a lot of time.
Yeah. So as you can imagine, what's happening is we're doing this kind of a la the $9,000 Strat workshop.
Yeah.
Where some of the stuff is done before you get here.
But even just by just because it's a Les Paul, it means there's more work than, a Strat.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Or a Telly.
So
yeah. So we've been getting ready for that, and we've been getting all our steps ready, and it was mentally taxing as well as physically taxing.
We've got a little bit more stuff to do with that. Do you think we have a little bit more stuff to do? We have 1 more day to do it. You think we're okay?
Yeah, I think we're fine.
All right. I think so too.
Yep. Because we got our technique down.
Now, a week from tomorrow, right in the middle of Build a Classic Les Paul class, is the Texas Toast Christmas Party, which you like to call
the Cridman Party.
Yeah, and everybody else likes to call it that too. Yeah.
Yep. So what time's that start? 8 or something like that?
I have been
7,
I have
6?
been getting the business from the lovely Dina Hill, and she's like, "So when are we doing this? 7?" I'm like, "Yep, great, 7 o'clock." So
okay, so 7 o'clock.
So something's going to be happening as early as 7. I mean, Odyssey, the Beer Works is open from like 2 or 3.
Yeah, I mean, we could get there whenever.
Hang out,
yeah, there should be some sort of food option. Because although they probably, I don't know if they'll have a food truck or not. We should find out.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah,
we probably should.
We could, or get some pizza or something like that.
We'll do something good.
Haul some food in. Yeah. So because I'm not going home. I don't think this year.
No, well,
hang around this side of town.
Yeah. Now are you still not drinking?
I'm not planning on drinking.
Okay. I didn't know if you
might have a beer then, but no, this is going through the end of the year.
Okay, good.
We'll see.
Yeah. So, guess what I'm driving at is there's no chance of you going, oh crud, I drank too much. Now I can't drive home.
There's always a chance.
I guess there's always a chance.
Yeah, that could happen, right?
Yeah.
I should pack a blowout bag just in case.
You know what? You should always have a change of underpants or something.
I should. Yeah.
So I think Doc is coming down for the Christmas party.
Yeah.
And of course, Jim Jam Jimmy will be there. I don't know if you know this, but Hawk Attack is going to attempt to play.
I heard
a set.
I heard that. Attempt to play.
Yeah. Well, we got all new guitars.
Yeah.
And to quote someone who is super smart, ain't it crazy when you're playing the wrong guitar?
Yeah.
So we're going to get to that. But Chris, the first thing that we did this week when we came back, because we actually took off all last week.
We did.
Because normally we take off the Monday after a workshop anyway.
And you were going to be out of town.
I was.
Yeah, for part of it, but you were really going to be out of town.
Yeah, and I was. And we take off for Thanksgiving, and there's no point in coming in for one day on Friday. So it was like, well, there was 2 days, and we're like, you know what? We've been good. We probably deserve to take some time off. So when we got back on Monday this week, the very, very first thing that we did was boxed up and shipped out all of the Black Friday deal guitars that were ready to ship. And the shop was full of guitars that went out on Tuesday afternoon. So if you ordered a Black Friday guitar, first of all, thank you for doing that. That was a big, big success for us.
It was. So
thank you to everybody who got in on that action. If you ordered a guitar that was in stock and ready to ship, it was shipped on Tuesday. And depending on where you are in relation to Denver, Colorado, like some people already got theirs. One of the guitars, I'm gonna give you guys a little spoiler here. One of the guitars that shipped on Tuesday was to none other than Phil McKnight, and that was delivered today. Now, I only know this because I looked up the tracking information and it said delivered. So I haven't talked to Phil yet. I don't know what he's going to say. I don't even know if he's taken it out of the box yet. Who knows? So if you are watching Phil's video, maybe, and he says something about it, let me know. Okay.
Yep. Cool. But
if you live a little further away than Phil does, because he's pretty close, it might be tomorrow or it might be Saturday. And I try to be good about sending tracking information out, but I'm not always the best at it. So, but what I can tell you is that everything that was a Black Friday guitar shipped on Tuesday. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, how come it didn't ship on Monday? Well, for a lot of reasons. One, because on Monday we had to go down to Flipside Music, the great American guitar store, and pick up our case delivery. So we had like 20 cases that came in. We had to go get them on Monday. So anyway.
Yeah, and boxes, and it takes time to do all that stuff.
Yep.
And you were the only one doing it.
That's right, because you were working on other guitars that went out that day. So
yeah. So yeah, it was almost a full day of shipping.
What was your biggest? Oh yeah, easily. What was your biggest surprise on the Black Friday sale, Chris?
There were 2 guitars that were left over that I was surprised didn't sell.
I thought for sure you would have said my biggest surprise was how low you discounted the Challenger level 1, level 2, and level 2 maple tops, and all the stuff that everybody got when they ordered one of those.
No, I forgot about that part.
Okay.
No, I was looking to just be really negative.
Did you understand what the deal was? Because I think there was some confusion about what the deal was.
No, I think I had it pretty straight.
So you knew that it was whatever the regular price was, it was $100 off of that. And you knew that it came with shipping, and you knew that it came with a case, and you knew it came with Dylan pickups, and you knew it came with a Flipside Music gift card, and you knew it came with the t-shirt voucher that Joy's doing. Okay. I don't know if everybody got that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people did take advantage of that, but I thought we were going to have like 55 guitars get sold that day that were pre-ordered. And maybe Black Friday is what it is. What can you do?
Yeah.
So, but we did sell a lot of guitars. And in fact, after the workshop next week, we are full steam ahead on pre-order custom guitars. So what do you think? Oh, okay. So anyway, you were saying that there were 2 guitars that did not sell?
Yes. There were 2 level 3s.
Yeah.
There was one with a trem and one with humbuckers and one with P90s and a hardtail.
Yeah.
That are really nice guitars that look really great. And I just figured they would go away. I thought somebody that had come to a class and seen them, because everybody likes them when they come and see them. Oh yeah, those 2 will sell.
What do you think? Why do you think those are still here?
I don't know.
Well, we talked a little bit about it. I think it's because people don't like flat top guitars.
Okay.
What do you think of that? What do you guys think of that? Let me know if I'm right.
I think that might be part of it. I think it might be the color.
Okay.
Of those two guitars.
Like because they're both sunburst,
they're both
maybe?
Sunbursts. Yeah, one of them was a really light sunburst and it only had a burst on the top, none on the back. And then the other one was kind of a little more traditional, sunburst.
Yeah.
That guitar I really like because it's just such a great guitar too. The P90 one.
Oh yeah.
Because I like the
sounds
P90s.
Amazing. Yeah.
I took that one home and played it for a minute over a weekend. And it's just a really cool guitar, and that's the benchmark guitar around the shop when we're chasing sounds. Pretty
much, yeah.
Let's play that one, and then we'll play this one, and then we'll play that one again, and see which one we like the best.
There's no two ways about it. Yeah.
So that guitar is and then the other one I took it home and played it too, and I actually really like that one too. The one with the trem on it. So so I was just, surprised those sold. I wasn't surprised, the Silver Burst was, I think, second to go away.
It might. The first one that went away was the Prostitute. Yeah, I almost said
the Amber Prostitute,
which Mike Learn stopped by on Monday, and that was like his runaway favorite that we had in the shop. That time.
Set now. Yeah.
And that one, I looked the tracking number up. So Bob, if you're watching, that one's scheduled to be delivered on Saturday.
Between 2 and 6.
Is that what it said? Okay. So yeah. All right. Well, so yeah, let's see. So Black Friday was a big success. I was happy to mark those guitars back up again because here's my position, Chris, if they don't sell for the Black Friday price, then they're going to not sell at full retail. So that's what they are now, and they shall not come down again. In fact, if we do Black Friday next year, those guitars won't be on the Black Friday deal thing. Here's what I would rather do. I would rather take one of those guitars home and have it be my guitar than give it away. You know what I mean? So anyway, so that's the way that cookie has crumbled.
There you go.
Congratulations to Blue, who won the Challenger Level 1. Now he is taking advantage of remember I was like, well, hey, if whoever gets this, do they have to get a level 1 or can they use that towards something else? And he's like, oh, that's super cool, man. I'm blown away and blah, blah, blah. But he said, I want a guitar like the Phil McKnight one, but I want it with the new neck profile, the JJJ 57 V to C neck profile.
That's cool.
Which is part of our new team built series that we're doing with Steve at Maximum Guitar Works. And what do you think of that neck idea? We haven't seen one.
We haven't seen one, so I like the idea. I'm sure I'll like it.
I mean, we've seen the necks on Strats, so we know what
it feels like. So yeah, it'll be cool.
It's just a little truncated, and it's a different scale.
It's not a trunk; it's a neck.
It's a trunk neck. Yeah. So okay. Well, have we covered all that stuff?
I think we have. Guess. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's jump into our current topic, or our topic for tonight, which is I want to talk about. Isn't it odd when you see somebody playing a guitar that they're not necessarily known for playing? But before we do that, Mike wants to know Dan wants to know how's Mike doing. If he's talking about Mike Learn, I think Mike is doing well, actually.
He is, yeah. He went and had his last appointment with his surgeon and doctor.
Yeah.
And they said everything was good. So so that's all good.
Driddle says, sorry, he's not active. He's listening to while trying not to hurl. Too much lunch and too much fardio at the gym. I think he means cardio, but yeah. Okay. So NSJ Guitars says, I've seen a video recently of Joe Satriani playing Satch Boogie on a Les Paul, and that's kind of what I wanted to start tonight off with. As a matter of fact, if you notice on the thumbnail, there's a picture of Joe Satriani playing that guitar at that performance, I think. Have you seen that video, Chris? So you know that Joe Satriani is kind of known for playing the Ibanez, what is it, JS, whatever.
Yeah.
Neat guitar. And Joe Satriani is probably one of the more accomplished guitar players that is alive today. I don't think anybody's going to argue
a little bit of a resurgence, I think, in the last few years. Maybe not.
I don't
see
know.
His name more now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he was playing live, and he had a Les Paul special.
Yeah.
Or a Les Paul Junior. It was a single cutaway, TV yellow Les Paul with P90s.
Yeah.
And of course, it sounds like Joe Satriani playing the cool P90. It didn't sound like him playing his Ibanez. It both did and didn't. Of course, it's already Joe Satriani, so it's not like it's going to sound all of a sudden he's going to be real sloppy in it or anything. But but the funny thing is, I was reminded, everybody who says on the Challenger, you know, we added that little piece of neck reinforcement on the treble side. It's very small. And it's very small, but it's also very worthwhile. And a lot of guitar makers add that feature. A lot of them don't, but a lot of them do. In fact, some of the people that I'm inspired by that are guitar builders do that. And that's one of the reasons that that's there on our guitar. Once we figured out what it does and why we should add it, we added it. It's aesthetic, but it's also structural. And we've gotten a handful of people that have said stuff like, why do you put that there? It limits my ability to get to the upper register. Well, not really. First of all, Joe Satriani didn't seem to have a problem with, because the Les Paul Jr. has that.
It does have that. Yeah.
So Joe Satriani didn't have any trouble being Joe Satriani. And what I'm saying to most people is, you ain't Joe Satriani. So if he can do it, you can do it. And if he can, you already don't play like him. So yeah, what does it matter? But you notice, like, it's very, very rare for people to go into that 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, blah, blah, blah. It's not saying it doesn't happen, but doesn't happen nearly as much as 13-year-old boys think that it does.
You'd think that was the only place people play. What? Yeah. Got to have upper fret access. Really? Okay. That's the only place you're playing, and you're not. Yeah, I think playing up there is as much about learning, because your fingers don't really want to fit into some of those places, so you have to be very precise and move around more. And it's more about learning that skill than just the ease of access of those frets.
That's
when you're standing
I never
up,
thought about it
and
like
it's
that.
up here, and it has very little to do with the ergonomics of the guitar, and more where it is and what it is.
Yeah, the ability to put your hand there is only part of the equation.
Correct.
And we've all seen guitars that have like completely unencumbered access that kind of look funny. Yeah. And they're so popular that they stopped making them. No matter what they are. For some reason or another, the Les Paul Jr. is still something that people buy. Yeah. Yeah. So the Telecaster is still a guitar people buy, and somehow or another that people are able to play those notes. Yeah. Yeah. And and really, I think most guys just go up there and bend a giant string and call it a day. Not all guys. I mean, like Scott Dahlhoover does go there and play there, and he's the kind of player who can actually utilize that stuff. Know what guitars he builds? Les Paul double cutaways. Yeah. So which, by the way, have maybe the ideal access to the upper register. SGs and those. Yeah. I would say SGs maybe more so because the body's so thin that like you're not man, even especially like a neck through SG with 24 frets, that might be the ideal one. Yep. You play every single note. Yep. As easy as the next. provided you have good aim with the fingers.
That's true.
Hey, let's take a super
it's the
chat
super spreader
from Brian Duncan. Brian Duncan is not a super spreader,
not.
but Brian does. He's got. He said he had COVID.
Been under the weather.
That's a bummer, man.
He said he thought it was a cold, but his wife said, "Well, I'll take a test."
Yeah,
COVID.
Oh, bummer,
Are you sure this isn't just a dodge? Because presumably you're not going to work these days. You've been sick on the other end of
that's right.
Of his retirement that's coming up. So
his pending retirement.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
Well, I hope Brian gets
maybe
better.
Go out and blaze of sick days.
Yeah, blaze of sick days. It might actually push him to where he's like, God, crud! Now I got to work to January 28th or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. He might be able to work from home though too.
Oh, that's true. He might. I don't know.
That's yeah.
Well, thank you for the super chat, Brian. I hope you get to feeling better, man. I look forward to having Dave's Hot Chicken with you soon.
Yes. Yeah.
Speaking of Dave's Hot Chicken, we could have had Dave's Hot Chicken today.
We were invited to Dave's Hot Chicken.
But we didn't go.
I'm not saying we should have, but
I didn't feel like Dave's Hot Chicken because I had a bunch of stuff I wanted to get done here.
Well, yeah, that was the thing there was a bunch of stuff to get done.
Yeah.
I feel like Dave's Hot Chicken all the time.
Here's my thing though is if we went to Dave's Hot Chicken today, I could have had fries. Because tomorrow, no fries and no chips. I'm eliminating those things from my diet for the month of December.
Right. So this month you stopped fast food.
Yeah.
So now you can go eat fast food again.
If I wanted to run out tomorrow, but you
can't eat fries.
Yeah, that's true.
So
here's the thing: I don't particularly care for fast food. I just eat it sometimes because it's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's not
fast.
That's not really a hard one to give up, was it?
No.
I mean, were there days where you were just like,
no, at no point was I ever like, man, I gotta have a BK steakhouse. Yeah. Okay.
But chips and
chips and fries.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough.
Mm-hmm. Or if you're across the pond, if you're watching,
chips and chips.
What I mean is crisps and chips. Yeah,
that's right, crisps. Yeah.
So anyway, so Chris, don't you think it's weird though when people play? I'm going to say the wrong guitar. Obviously, whatever guitar you're playing is whatever guitar you're playing. But
but it's weird seeing somebody play a guitar that they're not known for playing.
It's odd to see Angus or Malcolm Young with that 335, although you can see it.
Yeah. Or I saw Malcolm playing bass and Angus playing Malcolm's Gretsch.
Oh, really?
The other day. Yeah.
That's
early
cool.
picture. And that's kind of weird. Or lots of people seeing a blues guy play a super strat is weird,
but it does happen every so often.
Yeah, and
if you are on the Instagram or Facebook, I can't remember which one it was. Doug Santaniello posted a thing of, I think it's Ted Nugent and Sammy Hagar talking and there's part of it is Ted Nugent talking about his rig in the 70s, which is, as you know, a buttload of Fender Twins or Dual Showmans or whatever he was playing.
He was doing Twins into Dual Showman cabinets.
Okay.
Yeah, for double the speakers.
Yeah. And a
12s,
Birdland.
15s.
And I loved the idea of Ted Nugent playing whatever Ted Nugent song on basically a jazz guitar.
Mm-hmm.
But he kind of looks funny to me now when he played. Like, remember in the Damn Yankees, he played the Paul Reed Smith.
He started playing. Yeah, he was playing Paul Reed Smith, and it looked really weird.
It just wasn't quite big enough. Yeah.
It looked. Yeah. Well, in Birdlands, I don't think are big guitars.
Well, they're big bodies.
Yeah,
but they 30 or 23 and a half.
So they almost
scale.
made him look even bigger.
Yeah.
You know? So
there's something about everyone. I remember what was it, Billy Duffy from the Cult? We talk about like how I couldn't get my White Falcon to stop feeding back, so I tried all these things to get it to stop feeding back, but that was his guitar, so that was kind of what he had to play. Listening to Ted Nugent, and you guys already know all this stuff. He's like, "Oh yeah, man, I wanted to just make a bunch of racket, and I don't care what it does."
Yeah.
The more racket, the better.
Yeah. I remember seeing an ad for Fender amps, and Ted was standing in front of the wall of stuff that he used. Yeah.
How many was it?
People expect World War III. When they come to see Ted Nugent, people expect to see World War III. That's where I use, I don't know, it was 6 or 8.
85 Fender twin reverbs.
85 twin reverbs into dual showman. Yeah, 15 cabinets. That's when the cabinets were huge.
and those cabinets all had stuff in them back in the 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had stuff in them.
Well, you know, sometimes there's like pictures of guys with cabinets with no speakers in them.
Yeah. This wasn't for show.
Yeah.
It was,
It was Ted Nugent, and by God.
How much louder is it going to be with each additional twin at some point? Isn't it
at
just
some
going to be so
point,
loud?
yeah, what is the sound reinforcement guy supposed to do?
Yeah.
Well, what is Brian May, who boy, if you saw Brian May playing any other guitar, wouldn't that be crazy? I'm sure there's a picture of him playing something, but I bet you it's hard to find.
Yep. Well, I saw the clip of Johnny Ramone playing I think it was that White Hammer.
That White Hammer
on TV.
On the Sha Na Na show.
Is that what show that was?
I think it was.
Okay, yeah. They did Rock and Roll High School, I think. I didn't watch it, but I was like, well, even that's weird. And that guitar is not that much different than his Moserites.
Yeah.
But it's bizarre to see something like that, especially people that are known for one guitar. There's a lot of guys. Brian May.
Yeah. But I think Brian May played through like 30 AC30 or like 10. It was a bunch of AC30s, and I don't know if you've ever gotten in front of an AC30 cranked up.
No.
But they are crazy loud.
Yeah.
So
I don't understand how that is as loud as, say, a twin.
Somebody tried to explain to me once that Class A versus Class B, something or another, and something about how the Class A tubes are just like always on, where Class B they kind of rotate. So I don't know, but what I do know,
but I've heard.
What I do know is an AC30 is just absurdly loud.
Yeah, well, and it's a big amp too.
Yeah.
So you see one, and you're like, how can that only be 30 watts? Yeah, how's it pushing? 212s. Yeah.
Anyway, so
maybe Fender's just been lying to me this whole time.
I'm sure they wouldn't do that. What about different genres of music, though? We talked about like a blues guy playing a super strat. As a surf musician, have you ever seen a surf band that played the wrong stuff? Like that, like if you didn't see them, you'd be like, "Oh, this band sounds good," and then you show up and they've got BC Rich Warlocks.
Yeah. Well, I saw a clip of a band, and I forget where they're from. They're called the Surfers.
Good name.
Yeah, and the rhythm guitar player was playing a Les Paul, and it was like, that's weird.
Yeah. Did it sound right? Or
it sounded great.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember there was a band from Greece, and I sent Maui a clip of it, and they played like instrumental surf style music, I guess, and they all had Gibson everything. This was back in the 60s, and he's like, that ain't right.
That ain't right.
Whatever.
Yeah. I think, well, guys probably played what was available to them, as much as anything else. But it is funny to see somebody playing surf music or country with the wrong guitar. I'm gonna get another drink.
David Allen Coe playing a Dimebag Dean. Dan Andradis wants to know, Chris, did you ever get a new couch amp?
Yes.
What did you get, sir? Dan wants to buy one just like it. I'm pretty sure is what that means.
So I ended up buying it's called a Fender Champion 50, and I don't think they even make them anymore.
Is it a 50 watt or something?
Yeah, supposedly, but it's solid state, so it's not. It's a 112 solid state thing. Yeah, it was fairly economical, and seems fun.
So you didn't go with the I went with that
the cube.
The cube thing. What is it?
The
Prime.
Shoot, I can't. I even have one.
Oh, you have one.
Yeah, I have the bigger one.
Okay, yeah.
I do not like it.
You don't care for it?
No.
Okay, because it's not big enough.
Well, it's not small enough to be super portable. I didn't realize that you had to plug it into the wall. I thought it was battery powered. Yeah, I bought that last Cridman for myself.
I got the not this littlest one, but not the biggest, like the cube one.
The one that
Dylan had.
Yeah. And I played through those. People have brought them here, and I thought, oh yeah, that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
And yeah, but the one I got has this great big power transformer that plugs in, and yeah, I don't dig it. So,
okay.
So the main reason that I got what I got was, one, I needed a new couch amp. Not really, but I needed something. Yeah. And the other is I'm gonna finish that Princeton build.
Oh yeah, so, you worked on that a little bit while we were off.
Yeah. And then that will be the couch amp.
Okay.
Supposedly.
Cool.
And I'll probably give the other one away or something like that. Yeah. Yeah. I have way too many amps, but I don't like a lot of them, which is stupid. So
it's a thing.
It is. Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Well, and the other thing too is one of the reasons that I wanted the solid state was because you can just turn it on and it's ready to go. You know, there's no warm up. There's no.
You just leave it on all the time?
No, but you can.
But you can. But you can.
You don't. Yeah, you just turn it on, play a little bit, turn it off, done.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, there you go.
You know, Greg Ginn used to talk about how he didn't like the way tube amps sounded, and in fact, SST, which is his record label that Black Flag was on, and a bunch of, and I think the Minuteman and a lot of other guys too. I think that stands for solid state transformer, I believe is what that stands for. Yeah. I think maybe I'll get you a cool SST t-shirt. You know, Christmas is coming up.
Oh yeah. I do know Christmas is coming
up.
Yeah.
Well, Greg Ginn was one of those guys too. He used to play that Dan Armstrong that was had so much duct tape on it that it was basically not clear anymore. It was stolen, and he didn't, rather than replace it, I think he got like went to Guitar Center and bought like what do you got for $250? And I think it's an Ibanez or something, or maybe I don't know. It's a fairly Honda Civic of guitars.
Pedestrian kind of a thing. There's some guys that just aren't into all of that stuff. It's just a tool. It's like I can't imagine drumsticks, getting all nerdy on drumsticks, but
but
or
when's the last time a guy got laid because he had a Honda Civic though? Just saying.
I don't know.
No one knows. I don't think it's ever happened.
Yeah.
So, in any case, you know what's cooler than a one neck guitar?
Two neck guitar.
That's right.
What's cooler than a two neck guitar?
A three neck guitar.
Yep. Yeah. Dylan had that post today of the guy standing next to some not attractive looking woman with a guitar, and I think it was a Harley Benton guitar. And then in the next picture was the same guy standing in front of the same car with a hot chick and a Les Paul
and a cool guitar.
Yeah, and it was obviously photoshopped. But
hey, by the way, we did send a Challenger Level 1 to Dylan.
Yep.
There's no way he's got it yet in Georgia.
No,
but
he lives too far
to get it right away. But yeah. So Dylan is going to he's going to basically take the Challenger Level 1 that we sent him, and he's going to do the Challenger Level 1 loaded package to it. That is to say, he's going to put his P90s
in it. Yeah.
And I think he's going to compare and contrast that with what he calls the Gibson Level 1. And I'm like, they don't call it that, do they? He said, no, they call it
the Modern Light.
Modern Light. Yeah. And I said, man, if they called it the Les Paul Level 1, I would know for a fact that.
Yeah. Then we'd know. Yeah. But it's funny because I saw that guitar and I told you about it. And I was like, look at this. This is every bit a Level 1 kind of a thing.
And I think that's.
And then Dylan got a hold of us like 10 minutes later.
Check it out.
Hey, check it out.
Well, I don't think that it is out of the ordinary for every manufacturer to have a cost conscious model.
Yeah.
Right?
And we've even seen that, not that guitar, but something similar from Gibson, when they did, this was a bunch of years ago, but they did that painfully cheap.
There were some donkeys.
Like, well, it was almost like a Melody Maker, wasn't it? I think it was a Melody
But
Maker.
it had like a 6 on inline headstock Explorer kind of. Remember, it had you were talking about the same one.
Yeah, we went up and looked at it at Guitar Center.
Yeah,
and they all had like fairly big blems.
And they were all in the same spot. All the flaws were in the same. Like, wait a minute, this one has the same flaw here as this one does.
Yeah.
Like whoever was running the CNC machine was like, that's fine.
Yeah. And it wasn't. It was just how cheap can we make a guitar that still says US made on it, made in USA. And that was a dog. I can't imagine this Les Paul thing is that way. It's just got a similar finish.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's still a Les Paul.
Yeah, and it's got a carb top, and it's got it's got a bunch of Les Paul type features.
Now, I mean, and the way we know the reason that we think that is because the Challenger Level 1 is a team built guitar built in conjunction with Steve at Maximum Guitar Works, and but it's every bit a Challenger. Yeah, where the only corner that we have cut is paint, and it's got paint on it. Just the amount of paint is the only thing that we. So if you guys are interested in a Texas Toast Challenger Level 1, by the way, I took down everything that wasn't the loaded package. Yeah. As of right now on the Texas Toast page, everything is the loaded package. Whether you get the Level 1, the Level 2, or the Level 2 Maple Top, they're all the loaded package. There might come a day when we put up the there might come a day where we add the standard package back, because there will definitely come a day when the loaded package goes up in price. I don't know when that day would be, or I don't know when that day will be, but it will come sooner rather than later. So if you want to get if you're like, I want to get a Level 1 or I want to get a Level 2 Maple Top or whatever, the loaded packages are the only thing that you can get right now on the website. Go check out the website too, because Joy did a bunch of work to the website to make. You should too, Chris.
I should, yeah.
To see how easy it is to and I'm not saying go see how easy it is. Go look at it and see if it's easy. That's what I would like to know. The more feedback we get, the better, right? Yep. But the level, whatever the team build stuff that we do in conjunction with Steve at Maximum Guitar Works, that's all going to go up. The loaded package price is going to go up. So what will probably happen is the standard package will stay the same. The loaded package will go up. So, yeah. What say ye?
Sounds right to me.
Okay, cool. You'll go check out the website?
I will, yeah. Actually, I go on there probably every other day.
Oh, okay.
I don't look at everything, but I always go to especially over the Black Friday thing,
to see what
was selling and what wasn't selling. Being appalled at what was left over.
Let's see what is happening in the comment section. There's a lot of talking back and forth. Brian Duncan just sent another super chat. It's a beer for Joy too. I think we have beer at the house. You know what? It's fun to have Brian over, and it's fun to have everybody come over to the house and hang out. Brian is a good dude, and you know what? I don't have people over to my house who aren't cool. Now, if you've never been to my house, it doesn't mean you're not cool. It just means that I haven't had you over yet. I would love for everybody to be able to come over, but we're
supposed to see Brian tomorrow.
Oh, that's right. But he has he's
not able,
cool enough to say, you know what, I can't come over. I'm not just going to come over and get you guys.
That would, how bad would that be? And then next week,
yeah,
with class,
that
would be rad.
Yeah.
So we'll reschedule with Brian.
Yeah.
It'll be more of a Cridman thing.
Rodblock says that Gibson BFGs are awesome. I bought one mint in 2007 from my son's first good guitar when he graduated high school. Well, do you know
Gibson
BFG? Are you familiar with that one?
No.
All right. I think the most striking feature is that the top is not sanded all the way down.
Okay.
It still has machine marks in it.
Okay.
But it also has a P90 in the neck and a humbucker in the bridge, which is a cool feature. Okay. I believe. And we've got a guitar, or maybe we should show everybody what we've been working on and that we can see what they Doc Silton and sent $20 Canadian, says Class Beer Fund. Thank you so much, Doc. That's very kind of you. Wayne Bake, Wayne, your guitar went out. He says, BFG, barely finished guitar. No, I don't know what I don't know what BFG means, but yeah. So I'm gonna grab that guitar and drag it over here, Chris.
Okay.
Okay. Yep. So you have to vamp for a little while.
I have to vamp. I don't know what to vamp about. I'm gonna look for a comment.
Okay.
Brian says the website is so good now, Joy. Wayne Bake says the tops look like the back of an alligator.
They have a texture. No doubt about it. Okay. So here is a Les Paul that we were working on. Whoa, in conjunction with the the workshop that's coming up.
Yeah. Yeah. So this one's kind of a prototype.
This one has less machine marks on it than the Gibson BFG does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so it has a P90 and nothing. This could just be a one P90 in the neck Les Paul. Boy, that the least popular guitar ever made.
I think maybe 3 is the way to go.
3 P90s,
maybe.
Yeah.
And a Telecaster past the bridge.
Oh, good. Like over here, a Telecaster pickup.
No, it still has to be under the strings.
Like no, I don't think it does. Yeah, it could be up here.
No.
A Tele bridge, just right.
Oh,
the whole thing,
bridge.
The whole square, boom, or on the back. Oh, that would be a good spot because it's already flat. Tele bridge, just for the sake of having a bridge.
Yep.
So, I guess it should have. There's 4 controls, so it should have something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is just getting all our ducks in a row, figuring out how we're going to do it.
Yeah. This has a. What do you think, Chris? We should do a video on how we do this neck joint.
That's a great idea.
Because we do half of the Gibson mortise and tenon and half of what I call the wedge fit. I guess I don't know what people call it. I guess the
right way to do it.
Yeah. So, the neck looks a little odd. But I believe that this is the superior neck joint for a Les Paul.
I think it is for sure. If you're not going to just do the wedge.
Because you get this portion.
Yeah, you get that. Yeah, it's a lot of extra work for an inch of, but it looks more Les Paul correct doing it that way. The original tenon's a pain in the butt. This one's kind of a pain in the butt. So Shane's like 3 times as much.
Shane says, "Don't reveal your trade secrets too easily." Well, we don't do this neck, so it's not exactly a trade secret.
I've seen other things do the same exact deal. So
yeah, I think I've seen kits with this. Is that what you said?
I didn't say kits, but yeah, I've seen kits with that.
Okay. Joey Dano, who is AKA Doug, says that great to see you tonight. Just caught a 3-foot yellow rat snake on my front gate. Haven't caught one in 50 years. What are you doing out there catching snakes, Doug? What's a rat snake? Do you know?
No, I don't.
I wonder, are they poisonous? They must be. No?
I bet not.
Doug, are rat snakes poisonous? Let me know. Because Chris, I'm gonna say they are. Are you?
Okay.
What do you say?
I'm gonna say no, they are not.
Okay, there's no bet. We're just for fun. Or you want to bet? Popeyes?
You can't, because if you win, you can't eat it.
I can't eat. Well, I can tomorrow, but yeah,
tomorrow.
I could have Popeyes tomorrow.
I thought tomorrow was the first.
It is. I just don't. I can't have fries.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, duh. Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Okay.
Dan says they are not. Okay. All right. Well, anyway, I don't really know that much about snakes. So.
They are constrictors.
Curtis Chavez says that guitar would be ace with a single Charlie Christian. It would be. Now, however, this is when we get these, we cannot do a Charlie Christian the way that we like to do them.
Yeah.
You could, if they made a Charlie Christian that was fit, we could put one in, but yeah, it would be. I like the Charlie Christian to have the great big plate in the back, and we would need to come up with some new tooling to do that, and yeah, so.
Yep. Yeah.
So, anyway.
So, and we are making a video on how to do this.
As a matter of fact, we are. Yeah, how to fit a Les Paul neck, because it's tricky.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a bunch of angles, specifically one here and one here, one here in this neighborhood.
Yeah.
One here. Yeah, and so getting it right is not easy, but I think that having half of the wedge makes it quite a bit easier to do that thing where you go online and go, check out my Les Paul neck joint that I did.
So tight. Yeah.
It's awesome. The other day you sent me a thing that was I think it was from the Les Paul forum.
It was from the Les Paul forum.
And I haven't been on the Les Paul forum in over a decade.
Since you got kicked off.
I don't think I got kicked off the Les Paul forum. I got kicked off the Telecaster forum. What that was talking about the Great Guitar Build Off, or?
No, sometimes I just Google Texas Toast guitars, and a thread came up about a guitar that we built.
Oh, that's right.
A bunch of years ago. And somebody was like, hey, does anybody know about these guitars? A buddy of mine is looking at buying it. And they were going to go look at it.
That was the Matt Guitar Murphy Challenger.
It was,
as I recall.
Yeah.
Hold on, I want to revisit that. But Loring wants to know any Christmas party news, or was that covered already? Loring, yes, that was covered already. But I will tell you again, the Christmas party is a week from tomorrow. So, yeah.
December 8th.
My friend Rusty Fender says he sees TTG on Reddit all the time. That's cool.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
So anyway, so that was the Matt Guitar Murphy Challenger, which was a little different than a regular Challenger because Matt wanted it to have Matt wanted the switch here instead of here. So, but unfortunately, Matt Guitar Murphy died before we could get him the guitar. So I was like, well, I guess we just sell the guitar now.
Yeah, so we sold the guitar.
Yeah.
And then that guy had some health issues and needed money.
Oh, okay.
And I lost track of the guitar after that.
Okay.
But yeah, in one of the pictures, it didn't have any pickups in it. And then the next picture, it did have pickups in it.
Do you remember what that shipped with?
Seymour
Duncan or DiMarzio or something?
I think that was some of those original Pure Juice pickups.
Pure Juice pickups? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I would bet.
I don't even remember who wound the original set of Pure Juice. We had a handful of sets of Pure. This was way before we knew Dylan.
Right. Yeah. And this was and almost every guitar was slightly different.
Yeah. Yeah.
That one had a roasted ash top.
That's right.
That's what I remember the most about that guitar.
Apparently they are not poisonous. They are beautiful, mellow creatures.
Well, there you go.
The yellow rat snake.
Okay.
So yeah. Okay.
So Doug goes out and throttles it.
I'm pretty sure he just put his golf club on top of it and it was like, hey.
Yeah. Just move the snake.
Yeah.
Good idea.
That's cool.
Every time I see even though I'm not scared of snakes, but I'm always startled at snakes. I
am too.
Like I was on a bike ride last Wednesday. It was a little tiny. It was I think it was a baby rattler, but it was dead. Okay. It was on the bike path.
Oh, it wasn't. Oh, okay.
And I'm riding along. Ooh, snake. Oh, it's dead. Okay, circle back around. Why do I get freaked out at a dead snake that's this big?
Steve wants to know, Matt, Chris, are you going to NAMM in January?
I don't know. We haven't. We talk about it on videos. And that's it. We haven't talked about it since.
Less than 60 days to figure it out and go and be there.
We should maybe look into it a little bit.
I can tell you this much. As of right now, we don't have any accommodations or flights.
Right.
Now, that does not mean that we won't go, but as of right now, we don't have any infrastructure in place.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I mean, I wouldn't mind going. I always have a great time going. So
yeah, how long would you want to go for?
I don't know, a couple days.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're not even members of the North Atlantic Musicians Merchandisers. No, that's different.
It's a different group.
That's the National Association of Musicians or Music Merchandise. We're not even members. I bet you we could get some passes from Ike.
We could get passes from Ike. Yeah.
And go. There's been talk of going. We just haven't done it.
Yeah. We just haven't. Yeah. It's been a while since we went. The last time we went to the one in Nashville, and we showed our stuff. I didn't hardly get to walk around at all.
No, having a booth is not fun.
No, it's way different than yeah. I snuck off at one point and ran through the Gibson booth real fast.
I remember, yeah.
But other than that,
and the Nashville one,
and it's tiny.
Frankly, you could have just go through every booth and be back in 2 hours, and
probably could have done that. Yeah. Oh yeah. On the Gibson thing, on the way to get some lunch.
Yeah.
Is what it was.
Van Shank Guitar says he got the neck last week. Thank you very much. So that was one that he and Doc had because it's in Canada. That was a Steve 5-string P-bass neck, as I recollect. Well, yeah, I mean, okay, so we will absolutely not be exhibiting anything at the NAMM show if we go. We have not been approached by anyone from the, luthiers, whatever. So if we go, it'll just be us kind of wandering around.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It's in January, right?
It's my understanding.
Drinking in the parking lot.
Dude, if we got, that was one of my favorite things about going was drinking in the parking lot. Yeah.
I wonder if that Clarion is still there.
I don't know.
And that, remember we found that little back room bar.
I do. And that would be worth it to know if that was still there.
Yep.
Because if we do go to the NAMM show, I think we should absolutely have a meet and greet.
Yeah, that was fun.
Well, what about people who've already met us and greeted us? They can come too, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Meet us again for the first time.
We're totally different now.
Yeah.
I think that I would like to hand out like some promotional stuff. There was talk of like, I'm not going to hand out shirts that say, "Does this guitar make my dick look big?" I want to, but I'm not gonna. But we should do something if we go, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, but we would have to go. We'd have to get a hotel. We'd have to figure all that stuff out, and yeah.
Remember the first time we stayed at the worst hotel ever?
Yes. It's not as bad as the Portalis
the worst hotel I've ever stayed in, but very, very close.
Well, and that some other people are probably going to want to come too.
Yeah.
Right? That's just the way that stuff goes.
Yeah.
So we'll have to find out, like, is Dylan going to go? Is Phil McKnight going to go? Is there anybody that we can, like, crash their party? Is Brian Nutter going to go?
Plum on to. That's right.
Yeah. Is this Doc? Sent us another super chat. He says, for the May class, are there options available for necks? Roasted maple, carbon rods, blackwood fretboard, etc. Doc, there are, in fact, options for necks. So I normally send out. So after this week's workshop, we don't have anything for a couple, 3 months. Remember what that was like last year when we didn't have any workshops for a while?
I remember just here recently when we didn't have anything for like 3 weeks. It was like, or no, it was a month.
Yeah. So I always send out a like, hey guys, your workshop's right around the corner. Let me know what you're planning on making, what neck you want, what this, that, and the other you want to do. Like Doc wants to build a bass. I don't know if he sent it for the May one or if it's a different one. I can't remember, but yeah. What do you think about the schedule for 2024 is very limited now.
Mm-hmm.
It is not full. And we probably need to think about whether we want to leave it as is or if we want to try to fill it up. What do you think about, the No-Caster workshop? I'm really stoked about. I know that's going to be a success. What do you think about the Les Paul workshop? And what do you...
I think it'll be a success. I think it'll be really fun. It's in a lot of ways the hardest class we've probably ever done.
Yeah.
Or the most comprehensive. There's a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm waiting until it's all said and done.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the Strat class, I like that class. I like the woodworking centric ones. The 2-day paint extension is hard.
Maybe we will discontinue the 2-day paint extension.
Yeah, except I think people really love it. We'll figure something out.
Rockbox says, no workshops, good time to catch up. Yes, and I've got a lot of stuff to catch up on, Steve, including some stuff for you. Shark Air says, by the way, Shark Air has lots of different email handles. And so I always, wants to know Pure Juice pickups. So Pure Juice pickups are pickups that we have had made for us by a handful of different people. Dylan has never made them for us, but he could.
He could, but I don't. Yeah, there's more pop by saying it's got Dylan pickups in it than it's got pickups made by some unnamed dude.
Yeah,
that are labeled Pure Juice.
We had a handful of people making Pure Juice pickups for us for a while, and we don't have any right now. I don't think we might have a set or two floating around, but it was just sort of the Texas Toast brand.
Pickup. Yeah, and it was, we had Pure Juice Telecaster pickups. We used a bunch of those. We had a bunch of humbuckers.
Yep.
Several different humbuckers, some P90s. And now take this the way it's meant.
Okay.
Sometimes pickup guys are a little flaky.
Not everybody wants to be in business. Everyone wants to be a gangster until it's time to do a bunch of gangster shit.
Yeah.
Everyone wants the business until it's time to do all the business.
Maybe. Yeah. So one of the guys and just stopped making those kind of pickups. Like, nope, not making those anymore. And they were humbuckers. It was like, all right. So yeah. And then we met Dylan and there's no real reason for us to use, something that's slightly less money that has zero panache. So anyway,
Dylan says that's no lie. Lauren Court says Brian May guitar class next year. We may. I'm still working on that project. Dan Andreas, PRS carb top class with paint extension in the future. Actually, Dan, I will guarantee you that in 2024 there will be a PRS carved top workshop. It will be all inclusive. It will include paint, and you will walk out with a guitar that's ready to go.
Finished guitar.
I don't know how many days it will be, but it will be as many days as it needs to be to walk out with a done guitar.
We're going to kind of see. Yeah, I mean, this Les Paul thing is the next step in that evolution. We did the Strat thing. We're doing a Les Paul now. We're doing Telly. Telly's going to be actually easier. So the PRS thing will fall right inside that.
I think that the PRS one will be easier than the Les Paul one.
Yeah,
because the neck joint is harder on the Les Paul. No there's going to be a lot of stuff coming up in 2024, and the emphasis is going to be on getting people to leave here with something that is an heirloom quality instrument, as always. Mike Learn was in. We talked about a Super Strat workshop. that has a cool paint component.
Yeah,
you know, we've done those before. You know, Doug and Dave,
super fun.
Rod, Jam Jimmy. We have Brian. We've had a bunch of guys come out and do those with us. Those are really, really fun. And so that would be another one where it'd be more paint centric, and it would be like airbrush techniques and how to make a cool thing.
Yeah.
I think that would be a fun one to do, and it would come with everything. So it would come with a humbucker because it's a super strat, and it would come with a Floyd because it's a super strat, and it would come with all the other strat stuff. So
yeah.
That would be neat.
Yeah, those are fun classes too. So yeah, we need to sit down and figure out what ones we're doing when we're doing them.
So Van Shank Guitar says he's down for a PRS carve top. Doc says pinstripe with Mike Learn. That might be part of the super strat one, Doc. I'm not sure. I know that Blue wants to come out to the PRS one. So I think there's going to be a lot of cool PRS stuff coming your way. Joy even says she wants to do the pinstripe one. I'm like, you can watch the video. I think that video is still out there, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't know.
Anybody can do it.
It's right.
Watch me go.
It's not easy. So, we're done. So guys, thanks for watching. We will see you next time. Have a great weekend, everybody. Oh yeah.